As the sun set on the Lockwood tragedy, I found myself drawn to the Echo Library. In the heart of Whitehall, this hallowed repository of knowledge held secrets and stories that would make a chronicler's heart flutter. But it wasn't the library itself that held my attention. It was the enigmatic figure who tended its aged tomes, the curator. From the moment I first met them, the curator was a puzzle cloaked in mystery. A petite, elderly figure, she moved with a grace that contradicted her age. Her eyes held a depth that seemed to echo Ian's, twinkling with a knowledge that transcended time. Her name was Elysia, a name as old as the books they cherished, and they treated the library as if it was a living, breathing creature under her care. I met Elysia to return the Sanguinary Codex, the book that had cost the Lockwood family everything. Mr. Lockwood had borrowed it from the Echo Library, and it was only fitting that it was returned to its rightful place. Elysia accepted the codex with solemn gravity, her fingers gently tracing the worn leather cover as if greeting an old friend. Her eyes met mine, holding a silent acknowledgement of the dark journey the book and I had shared. It was then that I noticed a peculiar sense of understanding in her gaze, a depth that hinted at hidden layers beneath her elderly facade. As our interactions increased, I found myself drawn to Elysia's wealth of knowledge and her innate understanding of the darker threads woven into Whitehall's history. She treated each tale and text with reverence, as if they were precious memories rather than mere stories, fueling my curiosity about their connection to the Echo Library and the mysteries it held. Elysia took a special interest in me, perhaps recognizing a kindred spirit drawn to the mysteries of the unknown. As we navigated through the ancient texts and cryptic artifacts, Elysia wove tales of Whitehall's history, tales steeped in the supernatural, filled with dark entities, age-old curses, and families like the Lockwoods who dared to meddle with forces beyond their comprehension. As days turned into weeks, my relationship with Elysia deepened. She took on the role of mentor, her stories shaping my understanding of the hidden undercurrents flowing through Whitehall. Elysia revealed a world that existed in the shadows, where the line between the living and the dead, the natural and the supernatural, was blurred. Yet, even as Elysia guided me, she remained a mystery. She seemed to be a living paradox, ancient yet timeless, filled with knowledge but carrying a sense of deep-rooted sorrow. The mystery of Elysia, one of the echoes of Whitehall, was yet another knot to unravel in the tangled tapestry of the town's past. Elysia became my touchstone, a lighthouse in the stormy sea of Whitehall's secrets. She held the keys to the past, present, and possibly even the future. And as she guided me, Elysia prepared me for the task ahead, a journey deeper into the shrouded depths of Whitehall, where darker mysteries awaited to be unearthed. It was clear that the story of Whitehall was far from over. The Lockwoods were merely a single thread in a much larger, more intricate web. With Elysia as my guide, the road ahead promised to be one fraught with eerie mysteries, chilling revelations, and truths that might shake the very foundations of Whitehall and all its inhabitants. One evening, as the waning sun painted the Echo Library in hues of orange and red, Elysia approached me with a task. The cryptic smile that played on her lips hinted at the intrigue that lay ahead. In her hands, she held an old, weathered parchment, a map of Whitehall as it was hundreds of years ago.
I believe you have proven yourself capable of handling the darker truths of our town,
she said, her voice carrying an undercurrent of gravity.
There's a mystery that's been lying dormant, one that needs a discerning eye.
She unfurled the map across a sturdy oak table. Her finger traced the faded lines, halting at a spot marked Gallow's End. The name sent a chill down my spine. It was a secluded area in Whitehall, long associated with grim tales of hangings and mysterious disappearances. Elysia began to recount a tale from the annals of Whitehall's history. Centuries ago, a powerful coven of witches known as the Sisters of the Ebony Veil were accused of malevolent sorcery and were executed at Gallow's End. Before their demise, they supposedly cast a curse on the town, promising a dreadful retribution that would befall Whitehall when the stars align. Legend spoke of strange symbols etched around Gallow's End, symbols believed to predict when the curse would come into effect. Elysia tasked me with decoding these symbols, but to do so, I'd need to study the archives of Echo Library, the esoteric texts that dealt with occult symbology and astrology. As Elysia lured me deeper into the chilling mystery of the Sisters of the Ebony Veil, it became clear that their story was not an isolated event. Like the threads of a spider's web, their tale was intricately woven into the fabric of Whitehall's history, linked to other occurrences of witchcraft, disappearances, and unexplained events. Guided by the light of an old oil lamp, I ventured into the labyrinthine depths of the Echo Library. The air here was denser, filled with the scent of parchment and aged ink, a testament to the centuries of knowledge stored within these stone walls. Every step on the cold stone floor echoed in the silent chambers, magnifying the isolation of my quest. As I traversed the dimly lit aisles, Elysia's cryptic words echoed in my mind, guiding my search.
Seek the wisdom of the stars, their language etched in time. The sisters left their message for those who dare to look upon it.
After what felt like hours of searching, my eyes fell upon an old, leather-bound book titled Celestial Symbology, a study of star-crossed secrets. It seemed almost out of place amidst the other historical texts, its ancient leather cover embossed with silver constellations. I carefully retrieved it, along with a few other arcane texts that held clues to understanding the sisters' celestial language. The journey to Gallow's End began at the break of dawn. A veil of mist hung over the town, like a ghostly specter, as if Whitehall itself was holding its breath. Gallow's End was located on the outskirts, a place shrouded in silence, distance from the daily hustle and bustle. As I approached, the very air seemed to change. It felt colder, charged with an unseen energy. Gallow's End was a chilling sight. A circle of ancient, gnarled trees stood sentinel around a clearing, in the center of which loomed the infamous gallows. A stark reminder of the town's macabre past. Eerily beautiful, the remnants of the hangman's scaffold jutted into the sky, casting long, ghastly shadows that danced in the early morning light. The ground beneath was studded with time-worn stones, each etched with the celestial symbols I had come to decipher. And so, under the watchful eyes of the ancient trees and the silent gallows, the next chapter of my journey was about to begin. With the ancient texts from the Echo Library as my guide and the cold and eerie silence of Gallow's End as my companion, I stood on the precipice of a chilling discovery. The cursed tale of the Sisters of the Ebony Veil was waiting to be unraveled, their century-old secrets ready to echo once again in the annals of Whitehall's history, and I, as a dedicated anthropologist, am ready to heed their call. The ancient stones at Gallow's End were covered with weather-worn symbols, a cryptic language inscribed by hands long turned to dust. They were the key to understanding the sisters' curse, each glyph a piece of a larger puzzle that spanned across centuries. I carefully laid out the old texts from the Echo Library, their aged pages filled with a wealth of knowledge about celestial symbology. Using celestial symbology, a study of star-crossed secrets, as my primary guide, I began to examine the symbols etched into the stones. My fingers traced the intricate engravings, a tactile connection with the Sisters of the Ebony Veil. The sisters, as Elysia had explained, were known for their deep understanding of the cosmos. They believed that the movements of celestial bodies held the key to prophecy, that the universe spoke through the language of the stars. The symbols were not just abstract designs, but an encrypted message that, once deciphered, would reveal the prophecy of the sisters' curse. One symbol, a cluster of 7 stars within a circle, kept recurring on multiple stones. According to my book, it represented the Pleiades, a star cluster often associated with time and cycles in astrological lore. My mind raced with possibilities, linking the symbol with the sisters' ominous prediction of retribution when the stars align. Another symbol, a spiral with an eye at its center, was juxtaposed with the Pleiades symbol on the gallows stone. The text suggested it represented the watcher or the seer, perhaps indicating that the sisters' curse was always watching, waiting for the right celestial alignment to strike. As the hours passed, I painstakingly noted each symbol and its astrological significance, attempting to decode the sisters' message. The task was daunting, each symbol a cryptic clue, each interpretation a potential key to understanding the prophecy. But the thought of uncovering a century-old secret, of being a part of Whitehall's hidden history, spurred me on. Beneath the spectral gallows of Gallow's End, surrounded by the whispers of the past, I found myself sinking deeper into the mystery of the Sisters of the Ebony Veil. With each symbol deciphered, The pieces of the puzzle started coming together, gradually revealing the contours of a prophecy that seemed to grow more ominous with each passing moment. The tale of the sisters was slowly emerging from the shadows of history, its chilling implications only beginning to unfurl. As dusk settled over Gallow's End, the eerie stillness was suddenly disrupted by an unexpected chill that swept through the clearing. I looked up from my notes to see dark clouds gathering in the sky, despite no forecast of a storm. An unsettling silence seemed to blanket the area, and for a moment, time itself seemed to hold its breath. Suddenly, the ground beneath me trembled subtly, causing the ancient stones to vibrate gently. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the tremor ceased. A creeping sensation washed over me as the brief disruption of stillness sent a shiver down my spine. Raising my eyes to the heavens, I noticed a peculiar sight. The thick blanket of clouds had parted directly above the gallows, revealing a perfect view of the night sky. And there, framed within this celestial window, was the Pleiades star cluster, the same constellation that was recurrent in the sisters' glyphs. The stars, which normally twinkled with benign serenity, seemed unusually vibrant and ominous that night. As I stared at the constellation, a realization hit me. The Pleiades were in a rare alignment with other celestial bodies, a phenomenon that occurred only once every few centuries. The sisters' prophecy when the stars aligned suddenly took on a chillingly literal meaning. Returning my gaze to the symbols etched into the gallows stone, I felt a wave of dread wash over me. The very stars the sisters venerated were now aligned in the sky, and I was standing at the epicenter of their curse. The ominous tremor from before didn't seem so random anymore. Instead, it felt like a sinister omen, a forewarning of the sisters' curse beginning to stir. As darkness claimed Gallow's End, the disturbing events left a cold pit in my stomach. The secrets I sought to unveil were no longer just fragments of history, but were unraveling in real time, under the ominous watch of the aligned stars. As I packed my things to leave, I couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that I had just stepped into the beginning of a sinister chapter in Whitehall's story, one that was foretold centuries ago by the doomed. Sisters of the Ebony Veil.